This is the Trek Domane SLR 9. It has Shimano's Dura-Ace Di2 levers, derailleurs, chain and cassette. It has Trek's top-end carbon fiber formula, that's the 800 series OCLV, and it's got Bontrager Aeolus RSL 37 wheels. This is all the good stuff. But did you notice that it's an e-bike? Yes, it's pedal assist. There's a discrete drive unit there, and there's a display on the top tube. You don't see the battery because it's in the down tube. So who is this super e-bike for? What type of rider? And what can it do for you? And maybe what can't it do? Now, before I explore those questions, a reminder, what I mean by pedal assist. This thing does not have a throttle. You have to pedal to get any assist from the drive unit. Once you stop pedaling, it stops helping. And it'll only help you so far. It will only give you a boost up to 32 kilometers per hour. After that, you either need to be going downhill or you need to use a lot of power from your gams. Also, the drive unit doesn't necessarily ramp you right up to 32 clicks per hour. What it does is it gives a certain percentage of the wattage that you're putting in. So it can still be a lot of work to drop your friends on a climb. I think the drive unit on the Domane Plus is pretty cool. It's the TQ HPR 50. Now this is made in Germany, and you probably first saw it on Trek's Fuel EXE in about mid-2022. This is the same unit, however the software has been modified so it's more appropriate for a road scenario as opposed to out on the trails. It pumps out 50 Newton meters of torque. Now that's a pretty fair amount of power considering its size. It adds about 3.9 kilograms to the bike. So it's a good power to weight ratio, if you will. On other e-bikes of this more sporty nature that I've used, the torque is considerably lower than this 50 Newton meters. At the top, it can give you 300 watts of power. That's for a big boost. And you will feel that on an incline. It'll feel pretty speedy when you're going up. The battery has 360 watt hours, so that's definitely enough juice to go about 100 kilometers. You could probably go more, you're likely able to do more than that. However, this all depends on what level of assist you're using, whether that's eco, the lowest, or maximum at the highest, or the mid-range. And it also depends on how hilly the terrain is as well. I really like the Domane Plus on easy days, on recovery days. These days can be kind of a drag because you're going a bit more slowly and you can't cover as much distance. But with the pedal assist, I get a bit of speed, I can cover a bit more ground, and I can even cover hillier routes than I should be doing when sticking to Zone 2. So for me, the bike is really great for fun, easy rides. It extends my range just like it would any rider's, and it has a great endurance geometry, so it puts you a little more upright than Trek's other road bikes. However, it's still agile and fast. It's also really good for gravel, like light gravel duty. It has clearance for tires as wide as 40 millimeters. That's a bit more than on the non-E Domane. Now, many of you may look to an e-bike so you can keep up with your fast friends. That's true, this can definitely help you in that department, but it kind of depends on how fast your friends are. This bike will not transform you from a Cat 3 rider to a Cat 1 rider. You're still gonna have to do a lot of work. I took this bike on a pretty fast group ride. The folks in it had no problem cruising at speeds greater than 32 kilometers per hour. So once it was on, once everyone started jamming, it was all up to me to try to keep up with them. No help from the motor at that point. So the bike will help, but just, pick the right group. The US model, however, does go faster than the Canadian model. It goes 45 kilometers per hour with assistance. That translates into 28 miles per hour south of the border. But in Canada here, we have 32 as our upper end limit. At 11.8 kilograms, this bike is very light for an e-bike. However, it's about 4 kilograms heavier than my regular road bike. The Domane Plus's ride quality is excellent. It has Trek's ISO speed technology. That's at the top of the seat tube. Now this mitigates road vibrations that might be transferred up the seat post. Also, this bike comes equipped with 32C Bontrager R3 hardcase light tires, which also keep things smooth. Where this bike also shines is on the climbs. Because of gravity, everybody's moving a little slower, but the assist helps you overcome that force. Now, I'm a little conflicted about taking the Domane Plus on climbs because I actually enjoy climbs in an analog sense, if you will. But I didn't hesitate to take out this bike and use it against my much stronger colleague. It was on a hill about 1.5 kilometers with a 4% grade, and I set the Domane to its first assist setting, eco mode, because that in my mind was fairer, more fair-ish. It only gave me about 80 more watts at most, but I was quite frustrated because my strong colleague kept up with me for at least 3/4 of the climb. But don't worry, I dropped him by the end. And I'm not gonna lie, even with assist, it feels pretty good to drop your stronger colleague on a climb. But you know what? It was also a win for him. On that ride, he set a new, higher functional threshold power. So you see, e-bikes are good for not only the rider, but those who ride along with the e-bike.